This is a demonstration video showing how to complete the extension composition task, composing a round using the D Dorian mode. So first step, open up a new score in MuseScore. I'll just call it Dorian round. Create from scratch. Add 4 voices in so we can hear the 4 different parts when it's sung as a round. And because the D Dorian mode is the second mode of C major, we'll put in the key signature for C major. 4/4, I'll just do this 4/4. You can use another time signature if you like. And since it's an 8-bar round, I'll just have it in 16 bars so we can repeat it once. Okay, here we go. So to start with, we're going to write all the different parts in 2-bar chunks, and we're going to line them up like we were looking at in the worked example so that we can see what notes are going to be sounded at the same time more easily. Okay, so remember how we were talking about the round uses in the first bar the 1 chord, then the 5 chord, and then the second bar is a whole bar of the 1 chord again. So let's follow that same pattern, and so we'll fill out the first beat of the first bars using the notes of the D minor chord, DFA. So I'll use minims and just press N to get into note entry mode. I'll go D, F, A. I'm making them higher and higher notes again so that when the parts come in, they'll be layering up and all the parts will be rising. So that'll help me to have the different entries come in thirds. And so this one, last one, I might as well just repeat the F. Okay, so I'm just going to have a bit of a think about the 1 chord again in the second bar. I'll have this D go up to an F, and to follow the same contour, I'll do the same thing here. I'll make this go up to the next space, so up to an A. So that'll help me to be following the same contour. Okay, now I'll do something a little bit different here. I'll go down because I need a D to fill in the chord here. So now I've got a D, an F, and an A, and I'll repeat the D down the bottom. Okay, so here I've got D, F, A, and another F. So on this beat of the bar, I'll need to fill in the notes of the chord 5, which will be A, a minor chord, so A, C, E. So I might have this jump down to the A. Oops. Okay, that's better. Now I could make this jump down as well to the C, and that way this would be in thirds all the way. But I'm not. I'm going to make this a little bit different. I'll just step down here. So still going down, but just by step. So A, E. I need the middle one, the C. So I'll put that in this part here. And I might this time repeat the E so that this part steps down nicely. Okay. So now I'll just fix up the second bars of each part so that they connect nicely. So I'm going to change the rhythm of this bar here. I'll change that to a crotchet, and I'll make that step down like that. Okay, so I'll do the same idea in this bar here. Change to a crotchet, and then step down. Okay, so those 2 parts in this bar are moving in thirds. Okay, so this bar, this part was a little bit different, so I might make that a longer note just to make it a little bit more rhythmically different and interesting. And this D goes over here to an F, so I'll do the same. I'll step it up, D, F, F, E, D. Okay, that'll sound nice, and that'll outline the D minor sound, the 1, 2, and 3 of the D Dorian scale. So go over here, E. Okay, so the next thing I might think about is remember in how the medieval round. Oops, I forgot this last bar. I'll just tidy that up by making that a semi-breve. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to start thinking about that little clash that we heard in the medieval round that we sung, and that was created by having a non-harmonic note on the strong beat and then resolving it by stepping to the chord note. So the notes that we used in that medieval round was the E and the F. So in this part here, I've got an E going to an F there. Okay, so that's got that same semitone difference between them, so it'll create the similar kind of semitone clash. So what I might do is I'll continue this E across to this bar and then step straight away back up to the F that it was supposed to be. Okay, so I'll put that down to an E, change it to a crotchet, and then put in the F. So da, 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 da. So that should hopefully create that nice clashing sound. Okay, let's see how all those parts sound together. Okay, it starts straight away with a clash because they're all together, but when we put all the parts together in a melody, like this, okay, so let's just hear how the melody sounds by itself. Okay, so let's just get a bit of an idea of how this will sound sung as a round. Whoops, shift. I'll copy that, I'll just repeat it over here, and I'll paste it into these parts, each coming in 2 bars later than the last. Okay, so we should get a couple of bars here of all the parts sounding together, so we'll get the idea of how it sounds. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so all that remains to do now is to just copy in the last bits to fill it out for the rest of the 8 bars. So you just need another 6 bars there, another 4 bars there, another 2 bars there. So all you need to do is just copy the first 6 bars or the first 4 bars again and paste them in. I won't worry about that, so you guys can do that in your part. So yeah, have a go. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. All right.